Yeah, so we are back. Let's talk to GASA Gambia. They recently concluded community activity, and we have Ebrima Jatta. Is it Jatta?
Yes.
Yes, Chairperson, GASA Gambia. So please take us through on this community activity.
Well, okay. Well, my name is Ebrima. I'm the chairperson for GASA Gambia. Like I said earlier, GASA stands for Community Action Support Association. So recently we have contracted Batten Construction and signed a $12.1 million project to renovate, expand the Brufut Maternity and Labor Wards. And of course, we have also concluded a 2 days linking and learning workshop with CSOs, community-based organizations and NGOs to link them with organizations in Holland and here so that we can build their capacity in terms of community development through participation.
Exactly. So, I mean, take us through the activities that you've been on for a long time. I mean, the other time you came and we talked about, I think, the Brufut market.
Yes, exactly.
We talked about a lot of things. So how did that project go, the Brufut market project?
Well, the Brufut market is still on a standstill, unfortunately.
Did you tile Brufut?
No, we did not.
It's not tile?
We could not tile Brufut. What happened, basically, we have raised 7.5 million to rebuild Brufut market. And then we had stakeholders, Brikama Area Council, Brufut Diaspora, of course, our partners in Holland, Stichting Wilde Ganza, of course, Wilde Ganza Foundation and Elizabeth Trovan Fund. So these organizations gave us funds. Of course, we did some local fundraising as well. But unfortunately, when the road work starts around Brufut and other catchment areas, the space we had for the market was a bit too small, so we couldn't go ahead with the market project. So what we did was work with the local authorities, the area council, of course the VDC and the Alcalo to allocate another space for us to build a similar market in there. But unfortunately, we could not get a space from the community as of now. So the project is still on a standstill. Of course, we had wanted to return the money back to our donors, but we decided not to do. So now we have just tendered the project to rebuild the market at 3 different areas: Sarepate, Tintinto, and of course Brufut Newtown. So that's, but then the Brufut market, it's still in there. Once the community is ready to allocate the land, we'll be able to raise sufficient funds and give them the market that they desire.
You know, Ebrima, the problem of allocating lands for markets, the issues that we have. Yeah. We've seen the case of Sukuta, Sukuta Bursubi. I mean, land was allocated and the market was built. The women are not using the market.
Yes.
So I mean, we are just scared. I mean, this wouldn't be the case again.
Well, you know, at some point we went up to the ministry. I remember the then Minister of Local Government and Land, Ava. We had series of meetings with him, and then already there was a prime location land around Brufut, just not far from the market. And well, the owner of the land, the family agreed to allocate the land to the community, and then we went to the ministry, and the ministry gave their word that, okay, give them the land, we will allocate somewhere for you. So we already did all the documentation, but unfortunately, after a couple of days before we have a meeting with the minister, the family took a U-turn 360 degrees.
They changed their mind.
Yeah, because at first they were valuing the land for 5 million, and then after a couple of days, when we agreed to visit the minister, the family said they valued the land at 30 million. So at some point it was a bit of a tussle between the VDC and the Alcalo, and at some point it was difficult for us, and we told the VDC, look, we gave you up to this time. If you cannot allocate the land, we are going to return the money. We actually had a meeting with the minister. I told him the same. So they were trying to allocate land in different places, but unfortunately it couldn't materialize. And well, we advised the VDC and the Alcalo to put their houses together, because at the end of the day, their disunity is affecting the community. True. You know, it's depriving them from what they desire to
getting
do.
basic.
Yes, because we use their image. We traveled, breadth and length of Holland and even different places here in the Gambia to raise funds, and we couldn't put that. When I talk about this, I get emotional because I'm a native. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, but it's all right. I mean, you've done your best.
So I see you doing I mean, your interventions,
yeah,
beyond even Brufut.
Yes.
I heard you mention Tintinto and some other places as well. Yeah. Tell us about those.
Well, these are community, these are catchment areas. Initially, they were all part of Brufut. But then now, because communities has expanded, and now they have their own alcalo, and then, you know, they have their own market, they have their own health centers and all that. So when we saw Brufut did not materialize, we thought, okay, before returning that huge sum of money to Holland, okay, we can just use it properly within communities around. So we thought Tintinto and Sarapate was a good idea. So I sent a team of experts, of course my colleagues, to do a feasibility study. We saw they have an existing market, so land is not an issue because they have an existing market, but the markets are just dilapidated. So what we had to do is to restructure the whole thing and like build a new one. So, and then these are communities that are very accommodating. They are not very big, they are not very complicated, so they're easy to deal with. So we had series of meetings with them, and they are more than willing to join hands with us to ensure that these projects are completed. So already the markets have been tendered. We do tendering, of course, on our social media side. We prepare like a bill of terms of reference, and bidders will buy the terms of reference and apply. Once we're done, we're closing the bid on the 24th. Once it's done, we're going to do like a bidding interview, and of course the company with we're not looking at cheapest, but then of course quality of work. We have some technical criteria that we also look at, because we don't want to build a market and after 2-3 years we have to come back and renovate. We wanted to make sure the structure that we build is solid and then it can serve its purpose. Yeah. We have some microfinance aspect within our interventions, because our mothers struggle to go to the market, to go to the garden, horticultural garden. And then after producing everything, they struggle to go to Serekunda or Tipagara to sell them. So we thought if we can build something for them in Brufut, and then they will be able to sell. They don't have to struggle. They can just put it on a donkey cart or a wheelbarrow and take it to the market. And of course, the community would benefit, because what we have done, we have set up a steering committee with the area council, the VDC and the Alcalo, so that all the revenues collected, because from the Local Government Act, 60% of the funds collected to be plowed back to the community. So we wanted that money to be in an account. So they will have a committee that will take care of that market. When there is a leakage, electrical issues, or the roof is leaking, they will just fix it. And that plan is already there, and then we have engaged every stakeholder. So it's very unfortunate that the stakeholders within the community are not gelling. They're not seeing eye to eye. And then unfortunately, yes, I'm a residents of Brufut, but then there is a limit to what we can do, because we're a private NGO or a private charity. There are certain things we cannot enforce on them. These are people that we are answerable to. It's like a government set up in the community. So the only thing we could do is to bring them on board and talk to them and say, look, this is what we have in plan. If they support it, we go ahead. If they don't, we can move to another community, because all we wanted is to support our local communities, because we're trying to complement government effort. They can't do all this alone. Yes, government is supposed to do all that, but unfortunately, they are not doing it. The service that they're supposed to deliver are not being delivered. So if people within the community feel they have the influence or the ability to raise funds and do this, great. But if the community does not support, then there's not much we can do.
Yeah, maybe you need to engage the ministry again and see if they could also engage the VDC to see possibly if there are reserve lands. Maybe you could make use of those. Since it's a problem really to have this done. I mean, Brufut the VDC used to be very vibrant.
No, they're still very vibrant. Don't get me wrong, they're still very vibrant. These are people that we connect with very well. I think there is an issue between the VDC and the Alkali, of course, and the member of the, Bulunda. So they need to put their houses together. We've engaged the ministry several times. But then what happened? Every time we go to the minister, we have a very good conversation. But after that meeting, a group of other people will go there and have conversations. So at some point, I think the minister got confused. Okay, which side am I going to take? Which side is telling the truth? At some point, the governor of West Coast region even got involved. I had several phone calls with him. The area council. So at some point, what we told them, look, we are not resolute alternative, I don't know how you say it, alternative resolute
dispute resolution,
something. We are not ADRL. We are not doing that. If you have elders in the community, you have an area council, you have the governor's office. If you have your difference, you go and sort it out among yourselves. But then we can't be here and trying to, settle your dispute, because that's not our role. Our role is to bring communities together and bring development so they can participate. We wanted you to participate. We could have just gone and then put these structures in the community, but we cannot do that because there is a government responsible in our community. That's why we came through them.
Yes. So, in future projects for GASA Gambia?
Well, already, just recently we have signed an agreement with Book Aid International. Book Aid International is a UK charity, so we are going to be their distribution partner. So we are going to be distributing books, like reading books to libraries, prisons, schools, and different institutions. So I think the first consignment of the books are coming later this year, towards the end of the year. So we are going to embark on like a national fundraising, probably with British Embassy, German Embassy, because the German Embassy has been our partners for the past couple of years. They help us renovate some schools and provide furniture to other schools as well. Right. So because we have engaged the ministry regarding supply of books, but then unfortunately they don't have fully fledged libraries around in schools. They will have a room for a library, but they don't have book sales and all that. And the issues were like, okay, when you donate books to, normally they stack them in cartons and all that. So we do not want that, because these are partners that are very keen on, when you display books, you need to send the pictures. We have to periodically visit this institution to see whether they are making best use of these books. So we wanted to raise funds so that we can, any school that will benefit from this, we will make book sales for them so that they can make better use of this. Of course, another thing is we sign a agreement with Change the Game Academy. So because we are kind of trying to transition from just being a charity to capacity building. So we provide local fundraising, training, and mobilizing support. So next year, probably in April, we're conducting training with 10 CBOs, and I took 2 participants each to build their capacity on mobilizing support, and then maybe in July then local fundraising. Right. So those are the upcoming projects. Yes, the market I said, so that one probably by January we will be able to kickstart.
Great. Good luck.
Thank you very much.